We'll chant Om 3 times followed by the invocation shlokas. Sit erect. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Good morning, everyone. Hari Om. Can someone go off mute and repeat the opening verse after me?
I can do it.
Okay, thanks. Vasudevendra Yogindram
Vasudevendra Yogindram
Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
Mumukshunam Hitarthaya
Mumukshunam Hitardhaya
Tattva Bodho Bhidhiyate.
Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate.
That is the invocation shloka, right? So here, Bhagavan, Shankaracharya ji, right in the very first statement, he has given was Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarina Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. That was what was the summarization of the entire text, where he said that for those people who are endowed with Sadhana Chatushtaya, who is the Adhikaris, for the purpose of moksha, okay, liberation, sadhana, Tattva Viveka Prakaram, the knowledge of Tattva Viveka is being taught by us. So then the question came, what is Sadhana Chatushtaya? Then Sadhana Chatushtaya Kim, when that question was asked, this is a fourfold sadhana. That was, one is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka, Iha Mutrartha Phalabhoga Viragaha, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam cha iti. So these are the four ones. Now, obviously, these are the four. So now the question is, what is this Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka? First question, right? Viveka. What is Viveka? Then again, we have seen that Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Ayameva Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. So that means Nitya Vastu, what is permanent, is Brahman alone. Other than Brahman, everything else is impermanent. This alone is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. When we understand that, okay, what is permanent and what is impermanent, obviously, like we want to go towards permanent and we have a dispassion towards that impermanency. So that is Viragaha. So the student asked, what is Viraga? Viraga kaha? Then the teacher has answered, Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Ichharahityam. No interest either in the bhogas or the pleasures of the here or hereafter. Why? Because any bhogas or any enjoyments or any pleasures that I'm seeking from the outside world are impermanent anyway. Because I have that viveka that Brahman alone is permanent, anything else is other than Brahman is impermanent. So obviously, like these bhogas that I'm going to enjoy are also impermanent. Okay. So then, now the third question, Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatti kaha? You said there is a Sadhana Sampatti, the spiritual wealth, right? Which starts with Shama. What are those? So the teacher listed them. Shamo, Dhamma, Uparama, Stitiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, Cha, Iti. So these six-fold Shatka Sampatti were listed. Then the student asked, what is Shama? And this teacher answered, Mano Nigraha, control of mind. Understand that this control of mind is something that we are trying to put. Okay, so here mind is not in our control completely. We are making an effort to control the mind. Okay, so that's a point to note. So that means that mind is not completely satisfied yet. Okay, so it is still going out. We are trying to say, like, mind, don't go out, don't go out. So that's what we are trying to say. Now, obviously, we are going to hit some obstacles in this path. When we are hitting obstacles, then there is a safety net. Okay, so a second layer. What is that? That is Dhamma. Dhamma kaha? That was a question asked. Dhamma is Chakshuradi Bahyendriya Nigraha. So Dhamma is control of external organs of so we said that in our last session, mind contains of four components: manaha, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. So when mano nigraha is said in this particular one, it is referring to this antarendriyas in general, whereas in Dhamma, what is Dhamma? It is said there are 10 bahyendriyas, 5 organs of perception, five senses of action. Okay, so and then we also said in the last session that whenever we say indriya, indriya means the faculty of that organ, not the organ itself. So, for example, when we said that eyes, that is a sense organ, but eye is the organ. It is the organ, the physical organ in Sanskrit is called Golaka. But what is powering that eye, right? The faculty that is powering that eye is called as Indriya. Okay. Similarly, whether it is organs of action or organs of perception. Okay. So those five organs of action and five organs of perception together are called Bahya Indriyas, and control of all of these 10 is called Dhamma. Now, in one way, what it is showing is that all the 14 Indriyas need to be controlled. That is between Shama and Dhamma. That is one way. The other way to look at is that when we are doing Shama, when we are trying to control internally, we are unable to control, at least try to control from externally. So that means that, okay, if I know that there is I have a weakness for sweet, just don't buy sweet or walk away from sweet. Don't sit there and say like, okay, this sweet, I understand this is not good for me, but it is in front of me like that. Don't try to analyze, just move away from there. So that is what Dhamma is. Then Uparama, the third one is Uparama. Uparama is what is Uparama? Swadharma Anushthana Swadharma Anushthana is Uparama. So here, anything, my mind is Now we are going into a little bit of deeper analysis of mind, right? Anything that my mind wants to do or anything that it is avoiding is based upon my likes and dislikes. However, if I only do what is based upon my duty and responsibility, and if I only stick to performing my duties, then what happens is that I'll be very productive in completing all my duties, number one, and successful. Then second thing is that my likes and dislikes will cut down slowly. Why? Because even if I like to do something, because it is not my duty, I may not be end up doing. Okay. And then similarly, even if I don't want to do it, because it's my duty, I am doing it. So what happened is that the likes and dislikes are slowly controlled. When my likes and dislikes are slowly controlled, cut down, what happened is that the need for the mind to go into the outside world is reduced. So that is why what happens now, the mind automatically comes into a state of equilibrium. So here in the very step Shama, what happened? The mind was, we are trying to control the mind. Now, in the third step, in the third one, Uparama, the mind is on its own, it is settling down. So that is the Uparama. Now, we also saw what was Titiksha in the last session. What was Titiksha? Titiksha was said as Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam. So, Titiksha is forbearance. Forbearance of what? At a physical level, at a mind level, at an intellectual level. Shita and Ushna refers to heat and cold at physical level. Sukha Dukkha are at the mind level. Sukha Dukkha means pain and pleasure. And happy. Now it also said Shitoshna Sukha Dukkha Adi. Adi means something else is there. What is that? Something else is Mana Apamana, means honor and insult. Honor and insult are at intellectual level. So physical level Shitoshna, mental level Sukha Dukkha, and intellectual level honor and dishonor. So what happened is that these things come and go no matter what we do. Because these things are outside of our control of our external situations, because of which we feel difficulties, understand that everything is impermanent. Because everything is impermanent, this will also pass. Okay. So this forbearance and ability to withstand temporary distractions and temporary challenges is what is called as titiksha. We have seen up to this point. So now we will go into the next one, which is Shraddha. So if someone can go off mute and then repeat after me, that would be very great. Okay. Would anyone want to go off mute?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Thanks, Shampatti. Shraddha Kidrishi
Shraddha Kidrishi
Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu
Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu
Vishwasaha
Vishwasaha
Shraddha.
Shraddha.
So now this is the fifth quality that the of the the Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. What is Shraddha? Shraddha, the direct translation is, what he said is Guru Vedanta. So Guru is teacher, Vedanta is subject. Okay. Vedanta Vakya, meaning the subject matter in Vedanta. Adi. Adi means again, beginning with Guru and Vedanta Vakyas. Okay. So that means there's something else. Okay. What is that something else? We'll come to this. Okay. But first let us understand. Guru and Vedanta Vakya, this Vishwasaha Shraddha, meaning the faith in Guru and Vedanta Vakyas. So that means accept whatever is being said by Guru and Vedanta. Now, one of the things is Vedanta is that it is, sometimes it's also one of the term that is used for Vedanta is also called as Jnana Marga. Jnana Marga means path of knowledge. Now, path of knowledge means what? So when we are learning something, there's no such thing as blind faith. Okay, if in a Vedanta someone says, this is how you must do, the very first question you should ask is why? Who said so? Okay, what is the proof this is the right way? So all these questions must be asked. If the teacher in our Vedanta, right? If they say, because I said so, because the text said so, then that means that something is wrong with that teacher, okay? And you should move away from that teacher. Maybe in some other fields of knowledge that may be okay, but not in Vedanta. So now, all of a sudden, if that kind of a thing is there, how come then Shraddha being is asked, okay, why are you asking me to pay attention to my teacher and this Vedanta? Okay. So this is a question that comes to all of us. Now, go to our childhood. When you were learning multiplication tables, okay, let's say 7 times 5. What is it? What is 7 times 5?
35.
35. Perfect. Thank you. So 7 times 5 is 35. When you first learned that multiplication table, did you really understand what 7 times 5 equals 35 means?
No.
No. Okay. None of us knew what 7 times 5 equals 35 means initially. But then later on, so in the knowledge building process, what happened is, okay, first understand 7 times 5 is 35. You got it? Okay, understood. 7 times 5, 35. 7 times 6, 42. Perfect. Okay. Now, later on you come to understand 7 times 5 means there are packs of 5. One pack of 5, second pack of 5, third pack of 5, fourth pack of 5, 5 like that. There are 7 different packs. If you count all of them, then the total is 35. So that kind of a knowledge comes later on. So first we are learning theory, and then we are learning its application. When we are learning application, then we will say like, okay, if Ram has $10, Krishna gave $5, how much does he have in total? Oh, okay, so 10, then there's another 5, so here addition must be put. So was it addition should be put, or subtraction must be put, multiplication symbol needs to be put? That kind of an understanding comes at a later point. Then you'll say like, okay, should we do 10 times 5, 10 plus 5, or 10 minus 5? So that kind of a thing comes at that level of maturity comes at a later point, and then that is when it is understood. So until then, what happened? We believed in the teacher and the science that are the subject that the teacher taught. So that is the guru and the shastra that was learned. Now the other thing is that, like again, like on this in this regard, right? When we were learning, when this particular statement has come, a lot of us, classmates in our Vedanta class had this question. All of a sudden, why are you saying this? Okay, so then our teacher, Swami Advainandaji, has explained something in these lines, right? So he made us think a little bit more in terms of how the whole world revolves around faith. In fact, like before DNA, there was a saying that mother is a fact, father is fake. So that means that anybody would know who they are born to as a mother, but father, who is the father, is just based on faith. Okay? So that was how this entire world was until DNA has come. Okay. Now, the one example that he gave is that, like, think about like if you are driving a car. Okay, no matter what car that is. Now, do you know anyone which brand of car you drive? Do you know who actually assembled that car for you and if they assembled it correctly? Okay. Well, I know the manufacturer's name of this car. My car is done by, manufactured by Toyota. My car is manufactured by Mercedes. Okay, or like that, right? So now I trust in them. Perfect. But did they manufacture the entire car? Oh, no, 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 no. The tires came from somebody else. The brakes came from somebody else. Airbags came from somebody else. Like that, if you keep on looking, every part came from someone else. And like, you don't know who the airbags manufacturer is. You don't know who the brakes manufacturer is. You don't know who created that accelerator. Nothing. Okay, so then we only know that the whole, whether it is Toyota or Mercedes, whatever that name we pick, all of that is just their assembly plant only. Now, without knowing who is the brake manufacturer, we are still trusting that brakes when we are hitting at 70 miles or 80 miles on a highway. So it is based on what? Trust. Okay, no. Like, even though Toyota, not only Toyota stands for their assembly, but they also went out their suppliers. So I don't need to know who the manufacturer of the brakes also. Okay, we understand. Now I got onto highway and I'm driving the car at 70 miles. Okay, let's say okay, the speed limit is 65, you're driving at 65. Now, there are cars all around me driving at 65, someone driving at 70, someone driving at 60, whatever the speed. And at that fast speed, the distance between each car is barely 10 feet. And while I trust my car, can I trust every other car manufacturer, every other car, and the quality of that car, the condition of that car, the driver of that car? Okay. Is the driver licensed? We have no idea. Yet we drive on that highway, on that crowded highway, purely based on trust. Okay. So the whole world is running based on trust alone, based on faith alone. So now, why do I have to have faith in this teacher is another question. Simple thing is that if I don't have faith in my teacher, who is the teacher or the subject? Who is the loser? Me or my teacher? If I don't have faith, I have challenges in accepting this, I can never learn anything. So in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka where the phrase comes, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So only one who has Shraddha, they will get the knowledge. If you don't have faith, you cannot get knowledge. So unless I have faith, I cannot learn. So that's why what happens is that when you go in Vedanta Shastra, I don't know if I mentioned this in this particular session, but there is a text called Prashnopanishad. And in Prashnopanishad, which is one of the Upanishads of our one of the top level Upanishads, there are 6 students who have a couple of questions each about their Vedanta, and they go in search of a teacher. They reach the teacher and they say that we want to learn from you. We have some questions. The teacher says, that is fine. However, you can ask me questions only after you live here for 1 year. So, and then when you ask the questions, if I know the answer, I will give the answer. So now these 6 students lived there for 1 year under the teacher. And then the teacher came and asked, okay, tell me what are your questions now. So now what happened in this 1 year was that, the Upanishad barely spends 1 mantra for this whole thing, okay? But what is showing in this 1 year, why did he ask, is simple. When those students were living there, they are observing the teacher for 1 year, and they have got confidence that, okay, so this teacher is a trustworthy person. He has our best interests, and he can never give misinformation. So that kind of a confidence has come to the student, meaning the student is evaluating the teacher for a whole year. In the same way, the teacher is also evaluating the students in terms of what do they know, what do they don't know, and how to explain their questions to them. So there is a synchronization between the teacher and student has happened. Then the student is asking, and obviously by then the Shraddha is already developed. So whatever the teacher is saying, they are trusting that. So this kind of a trust factor must be there in Guru and Vedanta Shastra. Okay. And especially like one of the in one of our earlier sessions, we talked about who is a guru. Guru is someone who has experienced the Brahma Tattva, meaning a Shrotriya Brahmanishta is a guru. That's what we said. Means one who has experienced the liberation process, okay, and he knows that he is liberated, and he is giving that knowledge with confidence. Okay, so such a person is a guru. So now, obviously, if he is the one who has attained this knowledge, so then he can definitely take me there. Okay, so that kind of a faith must be there. So that means what? Who is our guru here? In this particular case, all our guru for all of us is Acharya ji. Okay, so as a result, what we are understanding is Shraddha is not a blind faith. Okay, and then especially in Vedanta, what happens is that pretty much for everything there is a reasoning. So in fact, back in the olden days, when someone needs to learn Vedanta, okay, the total learning process for Vedanta was 12 years. Okay, out of that, first 4 years was grammar and language, Sanskritam language and grammar. Second set of 4 years was logic. Okay, only when we understand the logic and the grammar, then the study of Vedanta begins. So by then, student already knows all the logic and everything. The teacher is also explaining by logic. Now student can trust what teacher is saying. Okay, so this is Shraddha. Okay, now I don't see any questions about Shraddha in chat. Okay, so let's move to Samadhana. Okay, so Samadhana. Okay, so this is the last of the 6 Shatka Sampatti. Okay, sixfold Shatka Sampatti, starting with Shama. Can someone go off mute and repeat after me? Samadhanam kim
Samadhanam kim
chitta ekagrata.
chitta ekagrata.
Samadhanam kim. So the question was, what is Samadhana? Okay. So usually Samadhana, at least for us, in my mother tongue, Samadhana means answer. Okay. So there is a prashna and there is a Samadhana. Okay. But Samadhana, here the answer is given as Chitta Ekagrata. So then question is, what is Chit? What is Eka? What is Agra? Okay, so there are, when we break down the word Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Eka Agrata. So there are three terms, three words are there in there. Okay, so here Chitta means here in this specific context, again it is mind. So Agra, Eka means one. Agra means point. So Ekagrata means one-pointed attention, meaning single-pointed attention, means focus. Okay, ekagrata. Chitta ekagrata means mental focus. Okay, what does mental focus mean here? And because samadhanam, sometimes, like we feel like, okay, all my questions are answered, I am relieved. That kind of a thing is there, whereas that is my typical understanding. Whereas here, chitta ekagrata is the single focused attention of mind is being called as samadhana. How do I reconcile these two? What happens is that when I have questions, when I don't know something, the agitation is more. There's a movie called Incredibles, probably like most of you might have seen the movie. So in there, one character, Edna, she asks, it is 4 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Okay. So when that question is asked, the question is asked to the mother. 4 p.m. meaning the children must have been like out of school now. Probably they are not home, so where are they? So what happened when I don't know the answer for something, what happens? Agitation happens. Okay, there's a mental agitation. When there is a mental agitation, mind is running all over. Okay. Now, in this, now imagine that mother knows, as in like maybe she called or maybe like did a video call and she found that her children are at home in their room doing their homework. She sees them. Okay. And so then what happened? What happened to the agitation? All the agitations are gone away. When all the agitations are gone away, what happened? Mind is at rest. When mind is at rest, mind is at peace, right? Whatever you need to do, there are no distractions. So what happened? Ekagrata is implying distraction free. Okay. When there are no distractions, your mind is fully available for you. So, and you can do what you can complete your task at hand very easily. Okay. Now, because sometimes these distractions can be not necessarily from bad things. I mean, for most of us, who are in this session, our distractions are not from, I want to do some right thing. And as I'm doing a right thing, I want to do a bad thing and that is distracting me. This kind of a thing is very rare for us. Okay. I mean, like it happens sometime. Meaning like, say, for example, you want to study Vedanta. You are studying Vedanta. And then suddenly like you have an urge to, oh, I don't want to study Vedanta. I want to uh, pick up something about, I don't know, something bad. Yeah, no, that kind of a thing is not going to happen to you. But what happens is that you most likely, oh, I'm studying Vedanta. Oh, hey, by the way, I heard if you do japa of this mantra 1001 times every day, that is so good. Oh, that's nice. Okay, what is this mantra? This is Gayatri mantra. Chant 1001 times every day, and it is going to make wonders. Okay, put away Vedanta said, okay, I'm going to chant Gayatri Mantra 1001 times every day. You start that. And then someone says, no, 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 no. Oh, well, it's a good thing. But I heard that if you actually chant Hanuman Chalisa 11 times a day, that is good. Okay. So I cannot do Vedanta plus 1001 chanting of a Gayatri Mantra plus Hanuman Chalisa. So I drop these two and then I start Hanuman Chalisa. So what is happening is that here, for us, the challenge is, it is not enemy of a good thing, is another good thing. Okay. So there are so many good things that we can do. However, I must focus on one good thing and I should not scatter my time and energy. Okay, so here the idea is that if you're studying Vedanta, stick to it and focus on it. So that is the essence from this Samadhana. Okay, so Samadhana is Chitta Ekagrata. So this Chitta Ekagrata, what is this Chitta Ekagrata? This single pointed attention you are going to have, that once you decide, you need to stick to it. So this is the Chitta Ekagrata. And because here, now the goal is moksha, right? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannadhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshamaha. That is the summary statement. So our goal is moksha. For to get to the moksha, I need samadhana, which is chitta ekagrata, so that I can focus on learning the tattva prakara, tattva viveka prakara. Okay, so this is what our goal is. So in this particular case, if you want to get moksha, the chitta ekagrata should be focused on Vedanta. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. So now we have covered of Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannatvam, Viveka, Vairagya, and Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. What are the Shatka Sampatti? Shama, control of mind. Dhamma, control of senses. Uparama, performing our duties alone. So that way, like mind has come to its natural state of peace, mental peace. Titiksha, forbearance. Shraddha, which is Vishwasa or faith in teacher, faith in Guru. Actually, I missed something. It said Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu. That Adi part I did not cover. Adi. So there are two other things. You need to trust the teacher. You need to trust Vedanta Vakyas. Then there are two more factors that we need to trust. One is Ishvara, Bhagwan. Why should you trust Bhagwan? Bhagwan is going to take me there and he is going to help me succeed. That is the third factor. Guru, Vedanta Vakya, Bhagwan, and finally, I had to trust myself. Okay, I had to have Shraddha in me that I am going to be successful in this endeavor. Okay, so this is the fourth one. So, sorry about that. Okay, so Guru, Vedanta Vakya, Ishvara, and my own self. So these are the four things that I need to have Shraddha on. And then when we have all of that, Samadhana. So Chitta Ekagrata comes. Chitta Ekagrata comes because there are no more distractions. There is a single pointed attention. Okay, so, and because see, like now imagine, now if I don't have Shraddha, what happens? I have doubts. When I have doubts about doubts, as in like doubt doesn't mean here. Doubt means is not same as asking a question for clarification. Okay, so in India, we usually when we say we have a doubt, that means we have a question. In a Western sense, when we have a question versus when we have a doubt, they are two different things. Okay, in US, the way if I did not understand, I have a question. I doubt if this is going to be successful. I don't trust this. That is where doubt comes. Okay, so so I'm talking about having questions is not bad thing. Having doubt is a bad thing. Okay, doubt as in like, okay, is this even right? Okay, if then it's a problem. Okay, now if you have a doubt, if you don't have a Shraddha, what happens? The mind is distracted. When the mind is distracted, Chitta Ekagrata is not possible. So Samadhana is not there. Okay, so that's why Shraddha is. So you see that one is leading to another and one is helping another. So all these six are helping each other. Okay, when I don't have Shama, maybe Dhamma will come and help me out a little bit. Okay, so like that. So all these six factors are there. And finally, Mumukshutvam. Okay, someone please repeat after me. Mumukshutvam kim?
Mumukshutvam kim?
Moksho me
Moksho me
bhuyat
bhuyat
iti
iti
ichha.
Ichha.
Okay. So here, it's an interesting thing. For some people, like if you're following the text, in second one, viragaha, what was the definition of viraga? Does anyone recall? Okay, viragaha,
Dispassion.
dispassion. Now here in the viraga definition, it said, iha swarga bhogeshu ichharahityam. So there also the term ichha has come. Here also ichha has come. Okay. So there it said there is no desire for have the pleasures of here or hereafter. But here he said there is a ichha, there is a particular ichha, there is a desire. What is the desire? Moksho me bhuyat. Okay? Moksho me bhuyat means may I be liberated. Okay, there's a desire like may I be liberated. This is my desire. So on one hand, you are saying that don't have desire for anything, any pleasure here or hereafter. On the other hand, you are saying, may I be liberated. This desire is you should have. So is it because you're selling me Vedanta? That is why you're asking to do or have this particular desire? Okay, it is like are you saying like every other path is bad but this path is good because you are selling me this kind of a question is very common question. Okay, so we need to address that first. Okay, moksha me bhuyati ichha. Before understanding what is so for that we need to understand what moksha is also a little bit, right? So this question has to be understood along with moksha. So then we need to understand that. Then we'll understand what mumukshutvam is. When I have desire for something, okay, so the desire for something is called as kama. Okay, and for me to fulfill that desire, then I have to have a means of fulfilling that desire. The means of fulfilling that desire is called as artha. Okay, so every karma, as long as it is based on dharmic, you should also have artha. So you see that dharma, artha, kama, moksha, those are the four purusharthas. Okay, so when we have four purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, let's actually discuss a little bit about purusharthas also here. Okay, so you probably all of us heard these words dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are the four purusharthas. So these are the four things in our life that all of us have to have. Okay, it starts with dharma. So dharma is the basis. So that means that dharma is your basic foundational. Again, we are not going to spend too much time on any of these right now. Okay, so, but like understand the overall structure of those four. Dharma is your basis. So that means that anything that you should do should be accordance to dharma. So in this, because I'm not going to spend too much time on that for now, think about dharma is what is legal and what is moral and ethical. Okay, so whatever is legal and moral and ethical based upon our scriptures, that is dharma. So you have to stick to that. Okay, so there is no other go. There's no uh, uh, what you call like loopholes or uh, exceptions for that. Okay, so you have to start with dharma. So this is your beginning point. The end goal is moksha, liberation. Okay, so now let us say if I'm driving from East Coast to West Coast, New York to LA. Okay, so New York City is my starting point and LA is my end point. And this is my final goal, moksha. Okay, now if I'm driving from New York to LA, what happens is that if it's a flight, okay, it takes off from LaGuardia or EWR or JFK, one of the airports, and it directly lands in LA. But if I'm driving, what happens is that which highway I need to take. As I'm going through different highways, and it is like not a straight route. Okay, I had to stop for gas, I had to stop for food, I had to stop for sleep, probably. All of things are there, and in between, I may take side trips. Okay, so these side trips where I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy that is karma. And because I need to fulfill my karma, my desires, okay, for that there is some artha. Okay, so I need to earn some money to enjoy this, and then I keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. But I should not forget my destination. Majority of the time, what most of us do is we get onto the side trips and we forget our destination. Okay, so of course, like if it's a three day long, I mean, maybe 2 or 3 day long trip between drive between New York City to LA, we may take a couple of extra hours or a couple of extra days, but eventually we will land in LA. But because the path from our standpoint, where we are in our life to moksha could take few years or few lifetimes, what happens is that the our straying becomes longer and longer. So what may take few lifetimes may continue to take few thousands of lifetimes because of how far we stray away, okay, from even from dharma itself, etc. Right? So this artha and kama are the ones that are moving away, taking away from our moksha. Okay, so artha, and now because there is a karma, because there is a desire, to fulfill that desire, I have to perform action. So like this, we are going away, 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 away. Now the reality is, what moksha appears to be far, in Vedanta, we will learn that it is actually close. It is already with you. Because there is moksha is already with you, liberation is something that for which I don't have to do any action. Okay, it's kind of like a tough thing to grasp again, because you said to get moksha, you need to understand Tattva Viveka. For that, you're saying that you need to have so many prerequisites. First, you said 4, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampatti plus Mumukshutvam. And then like again in this here, in the third part, you said like 6. So that is actually 3 plus 6, or like total 9 qualities you're talking about. And you're saying that moksha is already there. It is, again, there's a little bit more confusion there. So what is happening is that moksha is very little bit difficult to explain compared to everything else. Because moksha means what? Moksha means liberation. Liberation means what? I must be bound. Okay? I am not bound. Why? Because I'm not physically bound, because I live in a democratic country. So bondage is not this physical. But the person is feeling bounded because of some sensitivity and evolved mind. And this is a little bit of difficult to explain or express. Okay? So even in it is said, do you know, like when like pretty much most of the people in our audience today are from India, right? Now, the first set of freedom fighters in India, all of them were foreign returned. Foreign returned means like they went abroad, most likely to England, and that is when they realized what real liberation means, freedom means. So once they understood what the freedom means, when they came back to India, then they realized that, okay, so our country is under subjugation. And then they started this freedom movement. Okay, so pretty much most of, including like if you see, even Gandhiji, etc., they all went abroad. They saw what freedom is, and then they say what they were missing. So, you know, like there's a particular statement like, you don't know what you're missing. Okay, So it is like that. Okay. So we don't know what that is missing, and that is experienced only the people who have experienced, they are able to come and explain, and then you have that desire to experience the same. So this moksha is like that. Now, what is this moksha? Moksha is freedom from my own limitations. Freedom from my own limitations means who is limiting me? Myself. Okay. So what is it? What is limiting me? My likes, my dislikes. And where are likes and dislikes are springing from? Myself. So my likes and dislikes are limiting me. Okay. My thoughts are limiting me. And they are also springing from myself. So if I let go of that, I realize my own inner nature. Now, for me to let go of this, do I need to do some, by doing some physical activity like, running every day, or working this job versus that job? Okay. None of those are going to help me from getting rid of my own limitations. That has to happen internally only. So this desire for moksha is not to do something in the external world, but rather getting rid of something that is. So this is core me. Okay. Okay. So let's say this is core me. And then there are certain things that are covering it. Okay. So my likes and dislikes are being covered. My lack of knowledge, ignorance is covering, and something else covered. And now this whole thing around is there. And what I need to do is that remove everything so I can find myself. Okay. So this is what this desire is very different from desire for something external. So that is why there is a desire for moksha is different from desire for external things. That is number one. Moksha again is, okay, finally, like what is this moksha is coming to is Jiva Brahma Aikyata. I alone am Bhagwan. Okay, there is no difference between me and Bhagwan. Okay, there is nothing other than Bhagwan. If Bhagwan is all pervading, then Bhagwan is all pervading except me. Okay, no. Bhagwan is pervading in me as well. So in that case, do I have anything? Am I different from anything other than Bhagwan? No. So in that case, if Bhagwan is pervading in me, and if Bhagwan is pervading in you, then am I different from you? No. Okay. So then is your pain at a physical level, is your pain different from my pain? No. So then if you are in pain, shouldn't I help you? I should help you. So should that be sufficient if I help people in my family, but I don't want to help people outside? Yeah, so there are limitations. So right, so those kind of limitations, getting over all those limitations and becoming one in true essence with everything in this universe is moksha. Okay. Now, to come to this point, we need lot of knowledge. Okay, so that knowledge is being taught in this Tattva Viveka Prakriya. Okay, so this is what. So the desire for Mumukshutvam. Okay, so in fact, this desire for Mumukshutvam again is in different levels. Okay, so we all have the desire for moksha. So sometimes for some people, how is it? I go to temple. I go to temple because my wife wanted me to go to temple. And because I went to temple, I put $10 in hundi. Why did I put $10 in hundi? I don't know why I put $10 in hundi. You ask this question to 10 different people and you get 10 different answers. One of the potential answer is this. I don't know. You see, this $10 is not a big deal. If it is going to help someone, so be it. That's probably one reason. The other reason why I put $10 is, I don't know if God exists or not. Nobody has seen God. I didn't see God. But if he exists, this is kind of like an insurance policy where when I die, if this $10 help me to go to Swarga, so be it. Like it's paying like an insurance premium. And if it doesn't, $10 is not a big deal, so be it. Okay, so actually this point actually comes in this movie called Oh My God, where the protagonist, the hero, Paresh Rawal, when he sues the god, his argument is that every time when I went to temple, I paid this, okay, this much for this puja, that puja, that puja, that puja. So why did not God protect me? And he actually files a complaint, right? And he actually sues God in the court. So that is one of the reasons why. So there is my point is coming back, right? Is that I am interested in knowing Bhagwan, but it is at a cursory level. Then for some people, yes, I want to enjoy Bhagwan. I mean, like I want to know Bhagwan, but I also want to enjoy this in this world. Okay, without this, and then there are some without. So sorry, there was a question. Without enjoying the and then there are some people who wants to enjoy Bhagwan or enjoy this moksha and don't care about this world. Okay, so there are different levels. Okay, one is that there's a Mumukshutvam where this is as an insurance policy. Then there's a Mumukshutvam where I want to gain moksha, but I also want to enjoy this world. And then there's a Mumukshutvam where I don't care about anything else, but I want liberation alone. So when you come to this third level where you want to experience that liberation alone, that is the true Mumukshutvam. Okay, so most of us, we would in our class, in this session, okay, I said most of us because some of you may actually at level 3, but for me, probably I'm at the middle level where I want to enjoy this life, as well as moksha. And for them, Puja Gurudev says that, do you know chocolate? Yes. Do you enjoy chocolate? Yes, I like chocolate. I like to eat chocolate. Now, how about I give this chocolate, this Cadbury chocolate, which has got 2 wrappers around it, and you eat with those wrappers. Okay. Can you taste the chocolate? Of course you can taste the chocolate. But also, do you also get that yucky, ugly feeling of that wrapper? Yes, of course. And is that interrupting from your real enjoyment of chocolate? Yes. Your experience, when you say that I want both this world as well as that moksha, is like eating that chocolate with 2 levels of wrappers around it. Okay. So you have to let go of this world, as in like minimize the importance of this world and have to have this complete goal of becoming one with God. In fact, like there is an example of Swami Vivekananda ji. Okay, so Swami Vivekananda ji was a very strong person, physically very strong and tall. That's what I heard. So apparently, one person approached Swami Vivekananda and they said, "How long does it take to see God?" "Oh, if you want to, you can see God right away." "Oh, I want to see God. Show me God." So Vivekananda ji said, "Okay, this evening I'll be at the Ganges, Ganga River, okay, Ganga Sagar, and I'm going to pray. Please come there and I'll show you God right there." So that person was good enough. He came back, and Swami Vivekananda ji was in the water, and he said, "Okay, come And the person came, and because Swami Vivekananda ji was very strong, he held this person's hair and dipped the person in the water and put him in water. And this person was struggling with unable to breathe, and he was struggling like that for almost 30 seconds or 40 seconds. And then he pulled this person's head back. This person was livid and mad at Swami Vivekananda, and he was yelling, "Why did you do that?" etc. So now Swami Vivekananda ji asked, "Are you married?" "Yes." "Do you have kids?" "Yes." Do you like sweets?" "Yes." "Now, when I pushed you down into that water, were you thinking about sweets?" "No." "Were you thinking about your wife?" "No." "Were you thinking about kids?" "No." "What were you thinking about?" "I just wanted to breathe. I just want to come out and breathe. That's the only thought I had." "Was there any other thought?" "No." When you have the desire to see God the way you wanted to breathe when you are under the water, that's when you can see God. The moment, okay, so until then, your desire is simply a desire. It is one of hundreds of thousands of desires. So when it becomes the single desire that, okay, I want to see Bhagwan, that's when Bhagwan will appear for you. That's what Swami Vivekananda ji said. And of course, that person again, he became a follower of Swami Vivekananda ji, and he worked on his spiritual progress with single-pointed attention. Swami, again, in another text called Vivek Chudamani, for this Mumukshutvam, he says that the desire for liberation is, Adi Shankaracharya himself gives the description that when a person's hair is on fire, okay, when a person's hair is on fire, that fire coming close to head is not too far. Okay, hair can burn so fast, and he is running for water, so he wants to save his head. In that case, how fast he is running for water and how, okay, so he wants to save his head. The desire to find water, okay, to save himself, and that level of seriousness one should have to gain moksha. That is what is called as mumukshutvam. That's how it is defined. So now the question is that, what about me? I don't have any of these. Okay, so am I a qualified student? That is a question that most of us will have, and the answer is that we don't need to have that level of mumukshutvam, that level of any of these qualities, because if you have all of these qualities in 100%, all of this uh, sadhana chatushtaya sampannatvam will automatically will become jnani. Even if you have little bit of this, we are qualified to get into Tattva Viveka Prakara. So I'll pause here. I'm sorry, actually I did not notice time. Today I kind of took 5 minutes more. But if does anyone have any questions? Okay. So then if there are no questions, we'll close now. Again, I apologize. I took 5 extra minutes today. So in the next session, we will start the Tattva Viveka Prakara. Okay. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. And we will catch up